Chunking is the most important tool to help you organize your knowledge effectively. Whether or not you are aware, you have probably been using this tool pretty often, but the key is to use it well. But what is chunking? First, let's imagine that you are trying to lift a thick wooden log. It is so heavy that you by no means would be able to lift it on your own. You try again and again to lift it, but it simply just does not move. It is the same situation when you try to remember or digest something big and difficult. Understanding a new mathematical concept or model of a political phenomena is like a big log. Even when you have spent lots of energy and effort, you are tired, but can't move the log anywhere. However, if you take a saw and break it into a couple of pieces, it might feel like extra work in the beginning, but it will save you so much energy later on and makes the impossible task possible. Let's see how chunking works when you learn new knowledge. How would you go about remembering these letters? Maybe you would realize that the four first letters work to form the word rain, and the last four, the word more. The words in the middle are probably the ones that would be difficult to remember. Maybe you would remember the word hold, and then the letter O and D are supposed to be moved around to form the actual sequence HDLO. Maybe you would remember it by telling yourself HD for high definition and LO for low quality. No matter how you go about remembering these words, you probably group them into categories in some way. This action itself is called chunking. In this case, your knowledge of the one word makes you able to access the knowledge of which letters it consists of. This concept applies to all learning, whether it is math, biology, history, or music. Breaking down a math problem into several more easily solvable chunks or steps can be crucial in solving it efficiently. Instead of having to remember all the kinds of math operations one can perform on a function, it is meaningful to create themes and categorize every kind of operation under a category. If you do this chunking well, an organized structure will appear in your memory, which will help guide you in remembering and practicing your skills. By only having to focus on a single part of a greater whole, you become better able to just focus on solving or dealing with that particular piece of knowledge or issue. If you do this chunking well, there are a couple of advantages. First, it is easier for you to digest. By only having to focus on a single part of a greater whole, you become better able to just focus on solving or dealing with the particular piece of knowledge or issue. Second, it is easier to digest and remember smaller pieces of information when you first learn about them. Last but not least, it is easier to form an organized hierarchical structure in your brain. It is like a neat catalog, a useful tool for you to search and retrieve relevant information. As we get deeper into this chapter, we will continue referring to chunking and how this valuable technique can be used together with other tools.